for goals, scouting for goals. We want the finish, we want the goal. Scouting for goals, scouting for goals. Say it with us now, let it unfold. Scouting for goals. Scouting for goals.
This series is sponsored by Clayton Property Care.
Hello and welcome back to the Scouting for Goals podcast. We're back for season 2. How are we all doing?
Yeah, happy to be back. Glad we're on another season now. We can get rolling again.
Yeah.
Been looking forward to this for a few weeks. So
It's been about 4 weeks, hasn't it? Since this one. Well, I've been on holiday. You've been on a little holiday as well.
Yeah, I had a little trip.
I've also been a bit away for a bit. So yeah,
You have. So, I forgot you've been.
yeah, went to Wales. So
And you went to a Liverpool friendly.
I did.
So yeah,
Oh, we got-
batteries have been charged. Literally, we've just shoved some batteries in these mics. But no, we're all feeling good and ready to go, aren't we? We've got hopefully some exciting stuff coming up this series. There's potentially a guest or two that have said they'll come on, but obviously I'm not going to confirm anything till that's done. So for the first episode of this series, and this is going to be our first full series, isn't it? Because obviously we're at the start of the Premier League now, thank God. So what we thought we'd do is we're going to do a predictions episode of how we think the Premier League is going to finish coming the end of the season. Now, we did this last year, didn't we, Ryan, with your brother?
Yeah.
And we sort of do it with a point system. So if you, let's say Dean said Arsenal were going to win the league, Arsenal win the league, you get 3 points for it. If Arsenal were to come second and Dean said they're going to come first, then he'll get 1 point because it's one position out. Anything more than that, you get nothing. So come the end of the season, whoever has the least amount of points will have a forfeit, because at least that includes me this time. After this episode, we're actually going to do the first main episode of the series, aren't we? And stay tuned for that, because at the end you get to see Ryan's forfeit from last series. So how did you find it? Now we're back home and it's all done.
It's not as hot. It's not as hot now in my mouth that it was maybe like half an hour ago.
You did well, though.
Yeah, I did quite well considering, but yeah, I did not enjoy it.
For those of you that don't know, there's a chicken place by us called Pepe's. Is it a chain or is it?
Yeah, it's true.
Is it a
There's
chain?
quite a few of them, yeah.
Yeah, so we went to Pepe's and Ryan had to have, I think it's called Inferno Extreme, isn't it? The name of the sauce.
That's the
So
one.
it's the hottest one that you can have. So he had to have that. And to be fair, he did fairly well. So well done to you. And he's still here. And he hasn't been.
I'm still surviving. What's that?
You haven't been to the toilet yet.
No, not just yet. No.
So
Feel the backlash of that a bit later.
So should we get into these predictions then?
Yeah.
Come the end
Yeah,
of the
let's do
year,
it.
we'll probably look back and think, what was I thinking?
Yeah, there's definitely going to be one or two calls there. I think that are going to be a bit way off.
So
Be fun to look
you know what, Ron? You can start, mate, because obviously I can't use my phone, so I've got to read off this. So if you want to start first with who you've got in first.
Yes, yeah, that's fine. So I've. Am I going 1 to 20 or are we just
No,
doing?
we'll just do who's got. So just do. In fact, no. Let's start from the bottom.
Yeah, start from the bottom.
Who have you got in 20? Who do you think's going to come rock bottom this season?
Got Coventry to finish last.
You've got Coventry. Dean, who did you go for?
I've gone with Hull.
Oh, okay. I've also gone for Coventry in last place. So, yeah, I just don't think they've recruited well enough, and I think they've actually spent the most money out of the 3 relegated teams. It might be the second most. I can't fully remember. That's in the episode later. But I just don't think they've recruited as well as Hull.
Yeah.
I know you've put Hull last, but I, as you'll see later, I haven't put Hull to go down. I think Hull will stay up, personally. So, 19th then, boys. Ryan, who have you got 19th?
19th, I've gone Ipswich.
Coventry.
I've gone Ipswich as well. Similar reason. Don't think they've recruited very well. Any reason for either of you on yours?
I can't even say recency, boys, because obviously Ipswich won, didn't they, against Sunderland? So that's a good start for them. But I think over the course of the season, I just look at their team and I know they've spent a lot of money. I don't see them staying up personally.
I just think it's going to be one of those campaigns where we know in past history with the Premier League as well, if you're going to come up from the Championship, you've got to be able to get those players in early doors to make the most of it.
The World
Otherwise
Cup
you're
hasn't
gonna be
helped,
in-
has it, with all of
No,
this?
I
Because it's
think-
delayed it all.
I think with the quality of the Premier League and the strength of the teams, like even in the mid-table, like it's such a competitive, strong league. I think unless you're getting the signings in, you're going to really struggle. And I think with all of the sides that have got promoted, I just don't think there's enough quality there for them to be able to stick around.
18th then. This is where things might start to look a bit dodgy come the end of the season. Ryan, who have you got as 18th?
I went with Hull.
So you've gone for the 3 promoted teams to go down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ipswich.
You've gone Ipswich. Who do you think I've gone for?
Everton.
No.
Well, considering you said Hull are going to stay up, I think you've gone Forest.
Currently losing 4-0.
Oh, Villa.
I've gone for Villa in 18th. Now,
what he wants
yes,
to
it
happen.
looks like I'm being biased. It does. But I just don't think they're... I mean, we looked at their team early, didn't we? And they've got Lindelof at the back with Pau Torres. Their attack is horrendous. Obviously, it looks like Watkins might be off as well. Martinez is off by the look of it. They look a lot weaker than they did last season, and as far as I'm concerned, they haven't replaced the players they've lost. The only sort of player that you could argue has been brought in and looks decent is Brian Maggio. He did look very good, didn't he? But I just don't think at the moment, I know there's about a week left of the window, so they could still miraculously pull some good signings out, but at the moment that team is not good enough to stay in the Premier League. So
It's
at the end of the year,
interesting take.
at the end of the year, when they get Champions League, I'm going to look and
yeah.
I don't think it's going to be the Villa that we've been used to for the past few seasons, but I do expect them to finish quite a bit higher than
And
that.
you know what? We're 6 minutes into the first episode of the series. I've got a hot take already. Emery will be gone by Christmas. That's my...
That is a hot
It's
take,
bold.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he'll get sacked. A team might come in for him. So it might not be that he gets sacked. I'm not saying that. But I don't know. Be interesting how it goes. Anyway, let's move on. 17th.
17th, I've got Crystal Palace.
Last year's FA Cup winners.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't last year's, was it?
No, it
Year
was 2
before.
years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see Palace.
Well, they've got a big issue with Mateta, haven't they, at the minute,
Yeah.
who's refusing to play, and he's took it all to court. So that'll impact the team, definitely.
They lost some big players as well over the summer.
Yeah.
I think Ismail Assar was on about going to Galatasaray as well. So I think I don't have them saying up.
No.
They'll just about stay up.
Who have you gone for, Dean?
This is the one that I think I'll be a bit out on, but I've gone with Leeds.
All right.
Because I was thinking to myself about it, and I was trying to think, like, who have Leeds actually got? Like, who have they really signed this summer? But then Ryan reminded me that they've got Harry Wilson on a free, which I think is a brilliant transfer, a really good bit of business. I think getting him in on a free, I really rate him as a player.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't know, I do think they'll finish a bit higher, and I might have underestimated them a little bit, but yeah, I think that's...
They're a team that go under the
radar,
radar, aren't they, sometimes? Particularly last season, I feel like they don't get spoken about much in the media, unless it's by their own fans.
Yeah.
So that probably doesn't help. I've gone for Hull, as I said earlier, to go 17th. Obviously, they beat Man United yesterday 2-0. And I just think Ollie McBurney is going to be a big part of their season. He looks very good for Hull. He destroyed United yesterday, didn't he, Ollie McBurney? And I never thought I'd be saying that, to be honest, in a sentence. But
know my
here we are.
thoughts on Ollie McBurney.
I do. I know you're not a fan, are you?
No, I hate him.
16th then.
So 16th, I have gone for Forest.
Nice.
16th.
Nice. Dean?
Everton.
I've gone for Everton as well, funnily enough, yeah. Again, decent signings, but nothing that's blown me away.
They've been around there for the last few seasons as well, and I don't think there's really been too much improvement.
Thing is with Everton, there is definitely teams with a worse squad than them. That's what saves them ultimately.
Yeah.
It's
what's saved them a few times in the past now.
15th then, Ryan.
So I have gone Everton slightly above you guys. I went Everton 15th.
Nice. Dean?
I didn't want to put them this low because I really like them as a club, but I've got Sunderland. They've managed to keep Xhaka, I think, which is really good for them. But
it's a big
again,
step.
I don't think anyone's really came in this summer. So
And they've got the added thing of Europe there as well.
yeah, that's going to take a massive toll on them this season, I think, with not having as much depth.
Well, we've clearly got a bit of a thing against the northern clubs because I've got Newcastle to get to finish there.
Newcastle, yeah.
Purely because you look at the last few seasons, they've got all this money to spend. I know they're probably restricted with FFP and all of that, but they've lost Bruno Guimaraes, haven't they? He'll be a huge loss. They've lost Sandro Tonali. That's the bulk of their midfield gone. Gordon, yeah, of course, he's gone Barca.
Eddie Howe's gone.
Yeah, a lot of their first teamers have gone. To be honest, I could have put them lower. I could have put Everton above them, but I like both Newcastle and Sunderland as clubs, so I'm slightly on bias. I've put them 15th, to be honest. 14th then.
I've gone Fulham.
Yeah. Any reason or just that?
I always struggle with this sort of part of the table because I always think there's a whole load of teams that can be like really high. So like Sunderland last season, they did ever so well, but they're all compact together. There's only like maybe a few points here and there between them. So I haven't actually got anything against Fulham. I don't know who they've actually bought in this summer, but I've just got Fulham down for 14th, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I've got the same. I've got Fulham as well.
Same reason.
I think it'll be interesting to see Arbeloa as a manager in the Premier League.
Yeah,
and
that's
see
a good point.
how he can get on.
I've gone for Palace, 14th. So a bit higher than who put him 17th, you, Ryan. A bit higher than what you put him as earlier. But again, I haven't particularly got a reason for it, apart from I like Palace.
I think like I say that this sort of part of the table you struggle with, don't you?
A lot of it is the way you do it. You think who's going to go down, who's going to finish in Champions League, and the rest sort of slip into place.
Yeah, that's it.
It's the whole point. You're just predicting that.
Yeah.
Was that 14th?
So that was 14th.
So 13th then.
13th, I've gone with Brighton.
Ooh, okay. Interesting.
Brighton sort of talks of Beliebers going. Minter might be going to Liverpool.
Is Belieber going United?
Belieber's going to Man United. Yeah. I mean, Brighton have still got some top players, but I think it might be the season too far where they don't get relegated, but they'll drop a little bit lower than I was expecting.
Dean?
I've got Palace. It was 13th, yeah. I've got Palace.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I've gone for Forest, purely because it's just how it fell for me. There's no particular reason.
The last few rankings, mine are always like one up from yours. So the one that you go for, I've then got next.
12th.
12th, I've gone for Sunderland's on 12th.
Right. Dean?
Forest. Yeah.
Nice. I've gone Fulham in 12th. So, I mean, like you said earlier, they've brought in Harry Wilson.
No, it's
that's Leeds.
That's Leeds.
No, I'm having him there. He was from Fulham, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
That's why I'm getting confused. They're a very mid-table club, aren't they? Fulham, they always have been.
Yeah.
Even when Blues were in the Premier League, they were always like 14th to 11th.
I am interested to see how Garcia gets on there.
Yeah.
Because he did, from what I've seen of him at Madrid, I did like him at Madrid.
They signed
like
two from
a good
Madrid,
forward.
you know. They signed a second player from there as well.
Yeah, I think they got another one, yeah. They got both.
They've got a decent team.
Arbeloa's got his contacts, hasn't he? So.
Yeah.
Right, where are we? Are we on 11th? Yes, we are.
So I got Bournemouth in 11th.
Right.
I think another team that have got Europe this season. I think they've got some good players, but I think maybe they'll put a few more eggs in the basket of the European, and I think that might mean their league form suffers a little bit.
Yeah.
I've got Villa in 11th. I do think they will struggle this season. Not quite as much as you did, but I do think they have lost some quality players. Emi Martinez being gone as well. Konza is going to be a huge loss for the club. I'd say arguably their best player.
I just don't think they've got enough depth. If they pick up a couple of injuries, they've had it.
When you look at their attack today, it does look awful. It looks poor, but I don't think that's how they're actually going to line up throughout the season. I'm not sure if it's like a case of like injuries or they're just testing things out, but I don't actually see that attack being the attack that they have for the remainder of the season.
And I've gone for Spurs. I know they lost yesterday quite badly, but I think the signings of Marmoush and Savinho, and you said earlier they're interested in Gakpo as well. If they can get their attack sorted, which is really all they're missing. I know again they conceded 3, but they brought in a lot of players. Remember, it's going to take a few games for them players to gel.
Whole new backline, pretty much. Bar
Exactly. So I've put them there on the basis of those 3 attackers sign. Otherwise, it could look a lot worse, in my opinion, because yesterday defensively they looked awful and they just don't look like scoring. Mikey Moore was probably the only sort of positive player yesterday from them going forward. So, should we do our top 10?
Yeah.
So, Ryan, who's your 10th place?
So 10th, I had Newcastle.
Right.
Yeah, no, same again. I think they've lost. I think they could possibly be a bit lower, like you guys have got them.
I've put him 15th, do you think? Yeah.
Because obviously they've sold a lot of players as well, and they've be interested to see today how they get on. But yeah, I've got Newcastle.
Dean?
Yeah, I've got Newcastle as well. Obviously losing a few huge players, but I think they've got, they should still have the funds to be able to sign in some decent replacements, and I think they'll still be there around mid-table up thereabouts.
See, I've gone for Leeds on this one. Just a very sort of mid-range team, aren't they? They're definitely not going to get relegated, I don't think. And I don't think they'll be in a scrap for relegation either. So that was probably the last sort of team where I was just slotting them somewhere. I think all the others I've got a bit more of a reason for putting them there. So 9th place then, Ryan. You've got
I went high as you because I think this is an interesting one with Leeds. I've got Leeds as well because I think they haven't got Europe.
Yeah.
And like I was saying to Dean earlier, some of the players they've got up top, Harry Wilson, they've got Calvert-Lewin, they've got Stack in the midfield, he scored the goal yesterday, didn't he? Got a good defence. I think Leeds might be a surprise package this season, so I've got them as 9th.
Dean?
9th, I got Brentford.
Nice.
Yeah, solid Premier League side. I think they're always up thereabouts, aren't they?
I do like Brentford.
Expect that to continue.
I've gone for Bournemouth. They're probably out of the. I would class Bournemouth as a top 8 side now in the Premier League, but I shoved them in 9th because I've got I suppose more of a surprise one in the top 8. But they're probably on the lower end of that top 9 for me, or top 8 for me. But we said this earlier, there is still a week of the window left. A lot could change. Players could go, players could come in. So, yeah, a couple of signings. They could easily get top 8, top 7, but currently I've got them as 9th. So, 8th then, Ryan.
I went for Villa. Lot higher than you, but
I even think Dean put them 11th.
Yeah,
so you've gone.
Villa have still, like you say, with the last week of the window, Villa need to buy players in. They and it looks like a few more might be sold. So Villa are really a very difficult one to put in.
Could go one or two ways.
They could go either way. So yeah, I've got Villa as 8th. I think they might be all right.
Dean?
Yeah, I've got Tottenham. I think it's going to be a big change for them this season, with pretty much having a vastly different 11 over past seasons, but I think it needed to happen with how they've finished in the last few seasons. It's just not good enough for a club like Tottenham.
Well, it happened twice, didn't it? 2 seasons.
And they're now starting to get in the attacking reinforcements as well now, which is very much needed. And I think if they do get Marmoush in as well, I think that'll be a fantastic signing for them, because he'll be able to play striker, which is arguably his best position.
Now, my 8th, I've put considerably higher than both of you, so I've put Sunderland. I think keeping Xhaka was a big statement from them, especially with Chelsea knocking on the door. So, he's integral to that Sunderland team, and they've got some very good players in that team as well. And I really like how they play a lot of the time. They're very organised defensively, and as I say, I've always liked Granit Xhaka. I don't know why. I don't know whether it's aggression, but even at Arsenal when he was getting slated, I still really liked him. And I just think, compared to like your Palaces and your Fulhams, they're a much better side than those, in my opinion. I don't think they'll quite be challenging for Europe again. Obviously, they're in Europe this year as well, aren't they? But I don't think, unless they were to win the thing, which I don't think they're going to do, I think they'll be just outside. So, 7th, Ryan, yours is quite interesting.
7th, I've gone Spurs.
Right.
Thinking, it's sort of. I know they had that shocking game yesterday, to be honest. I thought Spurs, with the signings, on paper, they had the best transfer window. And obviously, there's talks of, like you say, Gakpo, Marmoush, and Sabinho, if they can get them in. But it could go like the opposite way, like they did yesterday, and they could be really they could be like down at the bottom again. So yeah, Spurs are an interesting one, but I've got them 7th.
Yep. Dean?
I've gone with Brighton. I think Brighton are a solid side. I know there's talks of them losing a few players like Belieber, but I think no matter when Brighton have lost players, they're always able to identify exactly what they need and replace that role, usually for a very good price as well. They always manage to, replace these players and still continue on like always, and I think it'll be no different.
I've gone for Brentford. Obviously, they had a solid season last year. Is it right? There's 2 strikers in the Prem, and they confuse me. Is it Igor Thiago, their striker?
Yes.
Because there's another one. There's a Thiago striker as well, isn't there?
Yeah, I believe so. There's another Brazilian.
That's what I mean. I get confused then. Igor Thiago, obviously, he was the first Brazilian striker to bag, was it 20 odd goals last season? Now, for Brentford's sake, I hope he's not a one-season wonder. So as long as he carries on that form, I think they'll be challenging for Europe next year. Conference League, Europa League.
They were unlucky to miss out last.
They were very unlucky.
Yeah, they were.
They were. And also, from a supporting an EFL team, Brentford's rise to the Premier League has been incredible. Yeah, building from like League 2, League 1, and then they're now more than an established Premier League side. I have a lot of respect for him in that sense as well. So there you go. Right, top 6 then.
So I've gone Brentford. Yeah. I think Brentford will have another. I think they'll get Europe this season. I think they've got a very good team. They've strengthened as well. They brought in Wilson and Anthony from Burnley. So they got a bit more squad depth there as well. And the team that they've already got there is already quite strong. So, and they brought in that midfielder as well, who looked terrific yesterday. What's his name? Sangare. He looks brilliant. Yeah. So I think Brentford will be 6th this tournament. Yeah, this season.
I've gone with Bournemouth. Probably my favourite out of the underdog clubs in the Premier League. I know when they first came up, everyone thought they were going to be one of those that would go straight back down, but they've managed to really establish themselves in the league. And I think keeping Creepy as well is fantastic for them, because I think last season he was brilliant for them. So I expect them to still be up there this season.
Now, 6th, I was originally, if you'd have asked me at the start of the transfer window, I was going to put them 2nd, but I've since changed my mind based off the signings and whatnot. I've gone for United in 6th. Your mic's still on, mate. I wouldn't worry. So I've gone for United in 6th, and that's just because they've signed a couple of decent players. They've got Tielemans in now, who will be a very good player for them. Their main problem, as you saw yesterday against Hull, is they're going to be quite inconsistent, I think. And that's been an issue with Man United since Fergie left. So they've gone from 2nd to 6th in the space of 2 or 3 months. Right, 5th then, Ryan.
I've gone Man United.
Right.
Same reason as you. I also think the teams I'll put above them have strengthened as well. And I think United had the beauty of having no European football last season either, with that in equation as well. Maybe a little bit of Liverpool biasy, but I've got them as 5th.
Yeah. Dean?
Yeah, I've got United as well. I think Carrick's no doubt done a good job at United so far, and they've signed in a few new midfield replacements, but I think they'll struggle a little bit more this season.
I've gone for, if I could pick a Premier League team to be my favourite team, I've picked them. I've gone for Brighton. I've done a couple of FM saves with you, haven't I, now as Brighton. I love their entire transfer strategy of trying to sign wonder kids.
It's like Moneyball. It's fine.
Exactly. I absolutely love it. They got, if Belieber goes, it'll be a big loss for them, but I reckon they'd be able to.
There's no doubt they can identify exactly who fits the profile and get them in for a good price, like they always do.
Brighton, I'll be honest, it was a toss-up between them and the team I've put in 4th, but I've gone with them currently in 5th. 4th places then.
4th, I have gone for Chelsea.
You've gone for Chelsea?
Yeah, it's all right. We've got the Man City Bournemouth game on in the background, so City have just equalised. I've gone for Chelsea. I think it'll be an interesting one with Chelsea, because obviously Alonso's come in, got a whole new a whole load of new players coming in as well. Not too sure what formation they're going to play. But they've got some good players. They've got some experience in there now with Welbeck and Hendo in there as well. So
two very strange signings, I'll be honest.
Yeah, they were. I think they'll come good for them this season. So,
but we'll get your thoughts on it later because that might come up. You never know. Little hint.
So I've got Chelsea there.
Yeah, Dean, who's your fourth place?
Yeah, I've got Chelsea as well. I'm interested to see how they get on this season with having Alonso. Hopefully they, able to keep him for a while and get a bit of stability back in the club. And also the Palestra that they signed in pre-season looks fantastic.
He does
as
look good.
It looks really good. So yeah, but I'm interested to see how they get on.
Controversial, some might say. Man City in fourth for me. The way I see it is, imagine you've had the same boss for the last 10, 11 years. They suddenly leave and somebody else comes in. People's discipline levels are going to drop straight away because it's someone new. It's like having if a child at school's got a supply, they're going to see what they can get away with, see what the new boss accepts, see what they don't. Obviously, they've lost Rodri, which was integral to the way they played. I know they've brought Anderson in, but he's not on that level yet. And I can see them struggling more than we've seen the last decade, to be honest. So it'd be interesting to see how they go. I mean, they're drawing now, aren't they, to Bournemouth? But from the bits we've seen, they haven't been anywhere near as good as when Pep was there against first game of the season. So let's see how that plays out. Right, top three then.
So I've gone with my team, Liverpool. I think they will finish third. I don't see them winning the league this season. I still think they'll probably lose a few games. We've got a very young squad. Obviously change with Iriola coming in there as well. We need some more players in the door. So I think the other two are just a little bit stronger than I've got. So I've gone Liverpool third.
I've gone with Man City. Obviously, we touched on it but I think the loss of Rodri and Pep is absolutely massive for Man City. With Marmoush and Savinho going out the door as well, unless they get a few new attackers in, they're going to be a bit short on attackers as well this season. But I just think when you lost the best manager in the league and your best player, it's no doubt going to be a difficult season, and I don't see them being the same City team that we're used to. I think eventually they can get back to it, but I think, with how other teams around them have signed as well, I just don't see them being first.
Well, I've gone for the team that you both put as fourth, so I've gone for Chelsea. I mean, they sign every man and his dog to start with, don't they? So I'm surprised there's players left for everyone else. But did you know they've loaned out that Satpayev to Burnley? The Kazakhstani striker.
Yeah.
So that was a decent signing for them. But they've like you said, they've signed that Palestra. They have signed some decent players. They've got Esteval, who's back from his injury now, I believe, and hopefully he'll be back up and running because he looked very good before his injury.
Yeah, he was terrific.
And obviously Xavi Alonso now at the helm. So I rated him at Leverkusen, so it'll be interesting how that plays out. But I've got them to finish third. So your runners up then this year, Ryan?
So I've gone Man City. I still think, I know obviously like you lads have touched on, Pep and Rodri, big misses. Bernardo Silva, that's a big miss as well. I still think on paper they've got enough to still challenge. So yeah, I've got them as second.
I've gone with Liverpool. Obviously, I think we could have said that their transfer window could have gone a little bit better at the moment. A few more recruitments are needed, especially another winger. But I do think before the transfer window is over, they will get somebody else in, whether that's Minto or Barcola. We'll see what happens. But I think Iriola as an appointment is fantastic, and he'll be able to hopefully get the best out of the players that Liverpool currently do have. So I expect them to be, second.
I think it's the first one we've agreed on. I've also gone for Liverpool in second. So you've underestimated.
I've done my own disservice for him.
I think Iraola's a class manager. He was better than Schlott. I know you've lost Salah, but you've invested in youth a bit more this summer, and I think that will shine through. Your midfield's very good. You got obviously Szoboszlai, Gravenberch. You got some good players. Isak, you never know, he might turn it round from his disaster first season. if he does, you could be in for a good chance. How was that Munoz pre-season? Was he decent?
He looks good on the left, but it'll be interesting to see. He hasn't started today, so I think he's one to keep an eye on.
I'll tell you who did look good. It was that is it Ihakwe, the centre back, the Austrian geezer. You've just found out.
The one that's just gone to Levante.
Yeah, what was his name? Ihakwe, is it?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
He looks
the Australian.
quality.
Yeah, he looks good, but he can't play at the moment because of the work permit.
Big up Jeremy Jacquet.
Yeah, Jeremy Jacquet had a very good game.
Very good.
He was.
Yeah,
He scored, didn't he?
He did. Yeah, he's playing today, so that'll be interesting.
He's one of Dean's favourites.
Goat at the back.
Yeah, Jacquet looks good.
Unfortunately, we've all gone for the same team at the top. Probably a lot of other people have. We've all gone for Arsenal.
Yeah.
I mean, you said earlier you think Arsenal are going to be top for the next
I think
years.
if they're continuing how they are at the moment, season on season, they're able to keep improving and getting in fantastic players. I think their squad depth at the moment, like if one or two players get injured, it's not really a problem for Arsenal because they've got good players on the bench that they can rely on. I think especially in defence, their depth is brilliant. So yeah, I expect them to see them up there for quite a time.
Man City have just scored a winner by the look of it. Oh no, they haven't. It's offside. So yeah, that's our predictions then for this season coming. It'd be interesting come the end of the season, looking back and seeing who's got the most and who's having the forfeit. Are we deciding the forfeit now, or do you want to decide it?
I think we'll decide that later on. Yeah.
Sound them. So what we'll do is Ryan's going to put this in a sealed envelope, and we won't touch it now till after the last game of this season, where we'll come back and we'll do an episode revisiting these and seeing how much we really do know about football.
I just find out how way off I am.
So the rule we've got the correct place. If we get the exact correct place, that'll be 3 points.
Yeah.
And then if we've got a team that's either above or below the place that we put them in, that will be 1 point as well. And then obviously we'll total them all up, and then whoever's got the least will obviously be the loser.
No, let's be honest.
So
Ryan again.
possibly be me again. Yeah.
So there we go. So we're going to wrap this one up. This has been. Has it been given?
Yeah, it's
There we
just
go.
one.
Well, that's my fourth place. Not looking great. But no, that's technically the first episode of the series done. So thank you all for watching. We're going to sit back and record second episode now, which is going to be more like our sort of usual sort of content, isn't it? So yeah, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in episode 2.